Welcome to Fortune Cookies Tarot. So this is the debut episode of Mixtape Monday. So I get a lot of viewer requests just in the chat on different videos, and I do try and do full length videos for everybody. But since my subscribership has been getting larger and larger, what I thought was we'd try something a little different. On Sunday nights, I'll post up in my community page, hey, do you have any questions that you want me to answer tonight? I'll post it up on Mixtape Monday. So it's an homage to my 80s upbringing. So we've got a few questions on the table, a couple about the Sussexes, and then we've got a big one about the economy, unemployment, interest rate, housing, inflation, and also about possible stock market crash. And then I've got one about Diddy. So we're going to go with the big question first. We're going to talk about the economy and unemployment and what's going on in that part of the world. So let's go to the card view. And I got a few different decks out here. So first thing, let's take a look at the economy. Now, I have been saying since we got into this election year that there are going to be some provisions put in place to create the illusion that the economy is doing better. So far, I don't see that happening. So let's see if they were unable to do that and what the economy is really doing. If you listen to some of the talking heads, they're like, the economy is doing great. It's not. So here we go. Economy is not working well. There are a lot of moving parts that are not working together. And yes, I think I'm going to, oh boy, it's not looking good. So I do think that we are seeing in the cards some sign of an economic situation that's coming up. So it does look like value versus what we have in hand. You know, when we print additional money, it does devalue the dollar. So it looks like that is coming to the fore. The people that are working on the economy all have different opinions about this. They all have different opinions about the way that we need to address this. And it certainly looks like we are coming to a screeching halt on this one. But we've got this gentleman right there who's going to try and make things better. They're going to continue to gaslight us, tell us, we're going to get the story that we need to spend more to make the economy more robust. But the truth is that regular people just don't have the kind of finances in hand. What can we do as people? Basically, we need to do whatever the opposite of what they tell us to do. We need to do the opposite, because this is going to come to the fore. The mistakes that were made with the economy and with the budgeting in the United States specifically are all going to come to the fore. So everybody, beans and rice, stockpile your food, stockpile water, do what you got to do. We're going to see the bottom fall out a little. I'm sorry. I'm seeing it in 4 to 8 months, which is going to bring us right in alignment with that election period through the election. So, I would be very, very careful with what we've got in hand right now. So let's look at unemployment. Unemployment. Are we going to see jobs opening up? Immediately, I'm getting there's going to be the tech industry is going to continue to see the layoffs and the circumstances surrounding not needing them. Unemployment, we have got the wish card. This is not our wish card, though. This is the wish card of the plan to kind of level the playing field on this. So the automation, it's a tower card again. And I pulled 2 cards for the energy under the bottom. The automation of certain tasks that we have put into place. And God bless Elon Musk for trying to do this, automating and giving us a life of luxury. We're going to go through a very awkward adolescence, let's put it that way, where we're transitioning from being a workforce to having more automation for the workforce. This is going to create a deficit of jobs. We're going to be outsourcing to electronic means in a lot of things. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry that I'm saying this, but it does look like we're going to do that. So it looks like the jobs that people can do are going to become less available because we're going to be automating them. For companies, that is a boon. So if you are a business owner and you're paying attention to my readings here, then you're going to be saving on salaries, but you're going to be putting the machines in charge. Ray Bradbury had a very good opinion on those types of things, but it looks like they're just not going to be paying for the workforces in the way that we used to. So those bloated salaries for just kind of going in and shuffling around some papers, those jobs are going to be going away. The King of Swords and the sword here, we're going to be transitioning to a different type of work situation. This is a process that is going to take about 25 to 35 years if we don't blow ourselves up in the meantime. But the transition is going to take some time. So my kids are going to be experiencing that for a great deal of time. Down here on the bottom, this is the powers that be that are working together with workforces, management forces, and electronic forces to create this new kind of economy that is based on people having more leisure and machines doing more of the work. So, hi, Gregopedia. So this is a recorded video. It's my viewer request. So interest rates. I don't even know if I can. Interest rates in housing. Let's do those together. Interest rates. They're going to. Interest rates are going to continue to stagnate where they are, but they're high right now. So we're going to be stuck with that. It may wiggle a little bit just to be showy for the election, but I don't think we're going to see any kind of notable change in that. As a result, people are not going to be buying houses because they just can't absorb the cost. We're getting into those student loan numbers for housing. So housing market, feast or famine. Yeah. People are unable to purchase houses at this point. The ones that want to get in houses, they just can't do it. It's just not a reality. They can't sustain the down payment. You know, you're not getting the bang for your buck. Inflation for the rest of the year and how that changes in the next few years. I'm only going to do the rest of this year. We got some more questions, but in terms of tarot, we have to see how the administration, the incoming administration here in the United States is going to affect the inflationary causes, the root causes of inflation. So let's see what inflation is going to do. I shuffled them. So inflation, it looks like they're going to be hiding it from us. So I think what we're going to see is more companies doing shrinkflation. We're not going to really see what's going on. That dent in your peanut butter is going to get bigger. So I think the inflation's going to continue, but companies are going to be responding to that by giving us less bang for a buck, unfortunately. So do I see a stock market crash? So I'm going out on a limb here. So the stock market is going the way of the dodo or the dinosaur. We're not really going to have an economy based on that in the future. Capital T, capital F. We're just not going to have that. It's not going to be the same kind of setup. Now, I'm not saying we're going to Dogecoin or Bitcoin or something like that. But the way that we have to save the economy is we have to make a change to the way that it responds. So I don't know if that's going back on the gold standard. I know Tarot by Janine was saying that, it's going to be a return to the gold standard because that is more stable. There are some other psychics that are saying that there are stores of gold in certain parts of the United States that are being restricted by state parks and that kind of thing. And I mean, veins of gold, areas that are gold rich, that we're being kept out of, because if we do go in there, it's going to change that. So I do think that the two things are hand in hand. So I think there's going to be keeping us out of those areas, keeping the general population out of those areas. And I do think we're going to return to that, to the gold standard. I think that's going to be one of the things, but it's not the only currency that we're going to have. It's almost like we're going to have like a couple of different ways that the economy is going to work. Now, I'm not an economist. I was an English major and a history minor. I do not understand how economy exactly works this way, but it looks like we're going to get a different layer that's going to be almost like a protective layer, so that our economy will have like there's going to be fail safes in there. So it's like those hulls on the Titanic. Not that this is a great example, but if there's a problem with one, it'll spill over into the other unit, and then it'll kind of balance out. So it's going to be very interesting, but it's going to be a hard ride to get there. It's going to be really tough. There's going to be a lot of eggs broken with this omelet. So let's just sit tight on that. As far as an economy crash, I think there's a fall, but I don't think it's a complete bottom out like prior to the Great Depression. Is it similar to 2008? Maybe. It feels a little bit similar. But I think the effects will be felt more by some of us. I think we're going to see delays in deliveries and those sorts of things. So, again, I strongly advise everyone to just take a little stockpile, just do a little bit. It's not that hard. Find a shelf in your house and get some beans and rice, get some cans, learn how to dry can. It's easy. You just put it in the oven, let it heat up, and then you put the lid on. Save some flour, save some things like that. I think it's going to be important. Just do that. So all right. So that was one set of questions. So we're going to talk about Diddy. So Diddy or Donny, Thor Sandalwood and I did a featurette on the Psychic News Report. That is our collaborative channel with Rick Paul and Rob Akampora. You guys can head on over there and watch some of those videos. We do live news on Thursdays at 1 p.m. New York time, but we do featurettes during the week, and we do have lots of little shorts and things that you can get in there to whet your appetite. But we did a breakdown on Diddy with his Vedic astrology chart and some tarot. So yesterday we had the footage from the hotel come out with Cassie Ventura, and today we have an apology that came out from Diddy. Now, I did not see the whole apology, the whole written up thing, but I think the video is the tip of the iceberg. Let's see if there's anything else that's going to come out. I'm sorry I'm yawning, guys. Sorry I'm yawning. Let's see if anything else is going to come out. We're going to have any surprises. Oh, Tower in reverse. We're going to put this sucker up here. So, what's that?
Yeah, good. Change rooms. Yeah.
So sorry about that, guys. Gregopedia had to take a call. Tower in reverse. So what we're going to see is that he is partnered with some powers that be. So there's going to be a big fish somewhere in this. We're going to have some big fish that we're going after. And I think that poor Diddy is going to be left out in the cold. He's going to have to sing for his supper, or he's going to have to deal with the fallout from that. I'm absolutely getting that this is going to be some kind of video footage, some kinds of proof of behaviors, but there's a bigger fish. So the bigger fish is not going to take care of Diddy. Let's put it that way. Any way that he goes on this one, he is looking at doing some time. He's looking at paying off some debt to society. So no matter what, it does look like Diddy is going to have to pay the piper on this one. So as much as people would like to say, oh, he's probably going to get away with this, I don't think he is. I think he is going to be brought to justice at some point. But I do think that there's going to be some video footage that is incriminating for him, further incriminating, I should say, for him, and also for the people that are around him. We're going to see some big names coming out with this. So that is my prediction. There's going to be a lot of producers in this. So that really, like the names, there's one in particular, but I'm not going to drop it right now. So I'll tell Gregopedia. I'm gonna mute myself.
Really?
Yeah, big time. Yeah. I don't know if anyone could read my lips on that one, but that's the one that's coming to mind. It's almost like he's the one who's in charge of all this. Yeah, scary, right? He already got in trouble, didn't he? Is he on an island someplace, or? No man is an island. All right, so the Diddy thing is going to be ongoing. We're going to keep doing videos on that. Unfortunately, I just think it's going to get dirtier and nastier the further we go. So there it is. So let's look. The next one this is an interesting question. Is Doria Megan's biological mother? I've never been posed this question before. So let's shake it out. Let's see what's going on. Oh, so the moon in reverse is we are revealing things. So let's see what the cards reveal. Some complications. Ace of Pentacles. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. While all of these cards individually say likely no, I am going to psychically disagree. There's some confusion around her parentage about timing and how that came about. So I don't know if Doria was pregnant when she got married, but there's some kind of situation. Now, this is very similar to what I suspect happened with Harry and Meghan and how she got the ring on it. I think she said that, she was expecting, they did have to step up the wedding and oldest trick in the book. But there's something about this that there was some kind of deception or some kind of confusion. I think Thomas did not think he was the father. I think he had a lot of questions while she was pregnant. Now, at the time, Meghan was married on a date. We're not really sure when that date was, but she was. I'm sorry, we're not sure what year it was, but she was born at a time when you couldn't do genetic testing before the baby was born. I believe you can do that now. It's a little expensive and it's intrusive. It's not really the best thing to do, but I believe you can do paternity tests prior to the baby being born. Now, I could be wrong. You guys can correct me in the comments if you want. But I think there was some question whether that was his baby or not. And I think it was something that was voiced throughout the family. But I think Thomas was fairly confident and upset that people actually thought that, and was very frank and very defensive about that. So is Doria her mother? Yeah, I think so. I think so. And I think Thomas is her father. I don't think there's anything shifty about that. But I think there was a lot of emotion and a lot of questions about it. I think a lot of people said to him, why don't you wait until the baby's born and have a paternity test done? And I don't think he wanted to do that. So I don't know if they got married before she was born or after she was born. I think it was before. So there it is. There it is. I'll have to check the dates on that. So this is the big one. This is my big one. I'd like to know if the truth of surrogacy is going to be told regarding Harry's kids. So presuming that there is some kind of deception on that part, presuming. Again, this is for, let me put my banner up here, guys. This is for entertainment purposes only. It's just psychic downloads. We're just having fun and reading some cards here. So, presuming there was some kind of situation where somebody else helped out, or some kind of science experiment that was going on, or scientific process that was going on. Are we going to find out about this? That's a big fat yes. So, Wildflower 516, yes, we are going to find out about it. I'm getting it much more strongly about the first birth more so than the second birth. The second one, it feels like we're going to have to wait a little while to hear about that. The first one, I don't think we are going to hear from the mother. I think we are going to hear the story told by others. But I think the younger one, I think we're going to actually hear from the mother, but it's going to be down the road. So let's see. First one. Okay. This is a party with 3 people. So I think that, we've got substances from both. We put them together and put them into another vessel. Who took it from there? From the slap, Greg? From the slap. So I think that's step one. And for the record, if this is the case, I know that there are some specifics about being in the line of succession, but I don't think that there's anything wrong with this. I think that this is a process that is a scientific process that should be embraced. And I think that if that is the case, it could have been a really good moment for promotion of that. So it's just my opinion. I do think that they were under the impression that they could just tra-la-la with this. We were doing the right thing. We were trying to grow our family. We had a lot of anxiety over it. It was very upsetting. But we found a solution. All of our goods were viable. And, we made a mistake. I think that's kind of the mea culpa that we're going to get from this. Now, part 2 with that second one, what are we getting here? Knight of Swords. This one is so foggier. There's much less information on the second situation until sometime when we get that lady who comes and tells us all the truth at the later on. So I hate to say it, but I think we might have to wait like 18 years for this second one. What one would say, the first one, if they tell that story, the second one's going to be much easier. but I think we're going to have to wait like 18 years. I don't know if that's because of the legal situation that's there or what, but I think we're going to have to wait about 18 years. I also get the feeling that we're just not going to see this kid like for a long time. Like, I don't know how they're pulling that trick off, but I don't think we're going to see it. Her, it, they, I don't know. I don't know how they identify. I don't think we're going to see that for a while. So that's what I'm saying. So let me know what you guys think of this fun little mixtape Monday. I had fun making the intro video for you guys. I know it's like all staticky, but I wanted it to be like really 80s for like mixtape. But I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you caught Rick, Paul, and I this morning. If not, make sure that you do catch us on Thursday, PNR, Psychic News Report, 1 o'clock. New York time. We will be live and we'll be bringing you all the news of the week with the Psychic Scope. In the meantime, if you would like your own private reading with me, you can book one down below at the link. I had a sale last weekend, but that sale is over. So we're back to full price. Thank you everyone who signed up, who did get readings from me. And during the sale, I will try and do one like maybe every weekend during the summer. I don't know. I have to tinker with it because my birthday's over the summer and I do have to take some time off. So thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, my favorite part of the day, thanks for spending it with me. I'll see you soon.